What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a hiatus. That's right. Apparently he forgot to put out a daily rap video for Doody to provide commentary on Sunday night. That's right, so we didn't get a daily rap video yesterday, but that's okay. No big deal. We can always find more content to review. But he decided he needed his 3 cents in ad revenue, so he did one last night. And of course he had to, because he didn't hit the goal for 2 streams in a row. That's right. No toppers for 2 streams. So of course he had to do a daily rap notifying everyone of the minimum low support. That's right. And let's not forget that he also did a Feasting with the King where he spent $100 on DoorDash. So it hasn't been a good time for Phil and his finances. That's right. And the funny thing too is I got another video I'm gonna do separately about DSP. It's kind of funny, where he kind of exposed himself a little bit, especially with him and Soulmate. So check out that video. That'll be coming out next. It'll be a short one, but I thought it was pretty funny. So let's see what Phil had to say on the daily rap.
May 2026, second in a 6-day streaming week for me here on DSP Gaming. How did it go? Well, let's talk, because today was definitely an interesting day. Let's put it that way. We had some interesting progress in the games that I played. We had a great morning show. We had some developments in regards to some videos that I released. So let's talk all about it, okay? We started off today with the DSP morning show, and there was various different topics discussed. It was actually pretty interesting, the variety of topics that we talked about, including how my edited highlights are doing on the channel, the future of Final Fantasy with where the series has been, what the last few iterations of the game were, more stuff like that, a lot of Q&A and interactivity with the chat. Just in general, it went really well. It was a pretty good hour session of just kind of hanging out and having a good time with the audience to build up for the continuation of Sorrowos, okay? Now, Sorrowos was a big question mark today. Reason being, the last time that we played Sorrowos, I was in the third world. We played for around 2.5 hours. I did get this new shotgun weapon, and I was leveling up. The problem was I failed to complete the stage. I did get to the boss a couple of times, but he pretty much just stomped me, okay? So today, which is what I've been saying all along, if I didn't make progress, likely what would happen is people would say, man, this game's just too repetitive and boring. You have to keep replaying the same stages over and over. It's too samey, and we don't like it as a viewing audience. So there's good news and bad news to that. The good news is, even though I did fail about another 1 to 2 more times, about halfway through today's stream, I absolutely did persevere. I did beat the third world boss, and we did make it to the fourth world. The other good part about that is I made it all the way to the fourth world boss. So in one stream, we had basically double the amount of progress that we actually had last time around, okay? However, here's the trade-off with that. The fourth world is basically like some kind of like a poison swamp or bog or whatever you want to call it, a marsh. But still, to be honest, it's pretty much the same as the rest of the game. It's not dramatically different. It's just kind of, doing traversal and rappelling around, fighting enemies, grabbing power-ups, dodging bullets, absorbing shots, wash, rinse, repeat. It is the same. And now we're starting to get into, 10, 11, 12 hours into the game. And now you're starting to see that fatigue set in with the viewing audience. Okay, I can tell you right now today, we actually started off with a bigger audience and people got bored with the game and left, saying this game is too repetitive, we don't like it. This is exactly what happened as I played Returnal. At first, people were impressed by the flashy graphics, by the big boss fights and the bullet hell visuals, and after about 10 hours of it, they got bored and said, we're not coming back. I am now nervous that will be what will happen with Sorrowos moving forward. Notably, the stream did fine, all right, but we definitely had dwindling engagement and support by the end. So here's the deal. We are going to play Sorrowos again this week. We are going to have it as a daytime stream at some point, likely by the end of the week, but we might not. It depends, honestly, on how everyone receives Directive 8020 tomorrow. If Directive 8020 really piques people's interest and they really like it, we're going to play more of that this week rather than play Sorrowos again. We might just do the one stream for Sorrowos. However, if Directive 8020 is kind of okay, and I see by the end of the week people want more variety, then maybe we will bring back Sorrowos for...
Just rage quit the game already. I'm so sick and tired of this stupid game you like to play. And the other thing, I'm sick and tired of you calling it Returnal, okay? Please stop. God, what is it with you, man? The tism is insane. Just every time someone brings up the gameplay or something about the game, he needs to throw in the fact that it's Returnal. We get it, Phil. We understand. We understand that the format of the game reminds you of Returnal. Jesus Christ. Just rage quit the game already. It's low support. No one cares. You were pushing like $1.50 once you started playing this game of viewers. No one cares. Just rage quit it, right, Phil? I mean, enough already, all right? Enough. Stop. Please stop it. Stop with these stupid games that you like to play. You know what? If it didn't make you $1.50, $150 when you play it on one stream, just quit it. Just outright quit it. Just say, I'm done. I'm not playing it anymore. And how about you do this? How about you just come out and be honest? Say, look, if I don't make $1.50 on this playthrough, on my playthroughs for a game, I'm going to rage quit the game. Just put it out there. That way you can level set and at least be honest with your viewers so that they know what the expectation is, okay? Not this stupid little game where you make $100 and then you get all pissy and upset and you talk about how there's no engagement and the only people in the chat are trolls and they're talking. Just enough already, all right? And as a matter of fact, just bring back the fucking goals. All right, just bring back your $150 goal and just call it a day. You know what? While you're at it, set a tip goal, okay? I'm so tired of the stupid game that you keep playing. God. Jeez Louise, man. I can see why people are just growing tired of your stupid ass and watching your content. It's the same thing over and over again. Jeez Louise, man. But I like it because days like this just clearly show that it's all about the money for him. And he literally spent 2 streams reacting to the quartering, talking about his grifts and e-bags, how they're outrageous and how he's nothing like that. You are worse, Phil. You are worse than the quartering, because at least with the quartering, most of his career he focused on ad revenue. That's where his bread and butter was ad revenue. Okay, it wasn't until that ad revenue kind of started drying up a little bit where then he went to live streams and ended up focusing mainly on his Rumble deal. Okay, and sponsorships and all that stuff. And at least I don't give a shit about sponsorships. You know what I mean? If he's gonna do an ad read for something, I'd rather have that than him sit there like you and beg every 10 minutes and play these stupid games. I'd rather have an ad read every 3 minutes on his stream than hear you sit there and beg and complain and play these stupid heady games. Honestly, Phil, jeez. And he's gonna do the same thing on the night stream. By the way, Mouse PI didn't even crack $100. And he's gonna bitch and complain about that. Let's hear his excuse for why Mouse PI didn't hit the goal, the non-goal. Excuse me.
Like Friday's daytime stream. Okay, let's play it by ear and let's see how it goes. Obviously, I'd like your feedback if you're still watching the playthrough. What do you think? Is the game getting more boring now that it's kind of more of the same further in? I will say this: we got a new weapon today, the crossbow. I love it. I think it's the best weapon in the game. But I don't know if that translates into viewing entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. We did do an episode of DSP Tries It today. It was the new Jollibee Final Fantasy XIV collaborative meal, which was interesting because it had a sandwich, and a piece of chicken, and a dessert, and a side, and a specialty drink. So there was quite a lot to look at, to taste, to rate. It was actually a pretty darn good DSP Tries It. I enjoyed it. Not to say that I loved everything in the meal. I didn't. But I did enjoy the episode. So if you didn't see it yet, it is live over on the DSP Reacts channel right now. Currently sitting at around 250 views and climbing. I'm sure it'll do more overnight. Give it a look.
And climbing. Yeah, nobody cares, man. No one wants to watch you eat slop, okay? Really, no one does it, Phil. The novelty of you doing that is just over with. Please stop it. Figure something else out. Figure a new grift, okay? I mean, you talk about the quartering his grifts. You need to come up with some new grifts, okay? Feasting with the pig. You've been doing it for over a year. Just move on, man, okay? At this point, the only reason people do it is to count how many times you smack your lips. That's the only time. And to see if you actually spill food. Those are the only two reasons why anyone watches Feasting with the Pig. Jeez Louise. And by the way, made 0 money on it. No one watched it. Got 250 views. Of course, his typical 250 viewers that watch this, that watch the daily rap, that watch pretty much everything that Phil puts out there. So great job there. Great time wasting your money for the shit content that no one cares about.
Look, latest episode, people seem to enjoy it when it was live. I hope that you'll give it a look. So that first stream, admittedly, did pretty well. Was it absolutely abundantly crazy good? No, because we lost viewers while I was playing Sorrowos, and I am seeing a decline and wondering if the momentum now for the game is faltering because it's more of the same. But it was still a great first stream. Admittedly, the late stream tonight, the return stream to Mouse PI for Hire, was a disappointment, but it wasn't a disappointment I didn't see coming, okay? So for those who don't remember, Mouse PI for Hire is a game that came out about a month ago, around the same exact time as Pragmata. Now, Pragmata we already finished last week, but Pragmata was also a much shorter game. We finished that one up in around 15, 16 parts. This one, all right, we're around 19 to 20 parts in, and we're not done with it yet, so it is a much longer game. I personally really like Mouse PI for Hire. It's actually one of my favorite games overall so far this year of 2026. It's original, it's interesting, it has great gameplay mechanics, a riveting story. I just really like the game. However, what happens is momentum gets lost when the playthrough ends up dragging out too far. And what's happened is there was 1 week where we only got to play about 2 times and we only made 4 hours of progress. And last week, something happened that I didn't expect. The June the King documentary on the quartering dropped and people expressed interest to see me react to it. So when I did that, it took away the momentum from the Mouse PI for Hire streams. In fact, we didn't do one last week and we probably would have played it last night. Once again, we didn't. So this thing got bumped a whole week. When people are waiting an entire week for something that normally would have been in the schedule, you're going to lose the momentum. That's exactly what happened tonight. We didn't have total between both streaming services of YouTube and Kick. We didn't even have 200 viewers tonight. That's bad, you know, especially for a game that's relatively new. The game's only been out for a few weeks. We're trying to wrap up this awesome playthrough to not even have 200 live viewers. Yeah, that's bad. In addition, support wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't great. It was kind of middle of the road. We've had way, way better nights for Mouse PI for Hire. And it's like, damn, before all this happened in the last 2 weeks, when we were playing this consistently 2, sometimes 3 times a week, this game had momentum. People were showing up. They were hot for the game. We were having a good time. And because of this week hiatus that we took, yeah, it pretty much died. It sucks because I really like the game, but man, people were barely talking about it. They were not really engaged whatsoever. It was kind of like I was just playing it for myself. Now, there is a silver lining here. I do still like the game, and tonight we made good progress. We finished up that nut house stage that we did last time. We did an entire other stage based on a submarine, and we did a big chunk of another stage in the mansion. From what I'm to see, this mansion stage is the third to last, and then there's, well, no, third to last. Basically, there's 3 stages left. This mansion is one of them, and we're a big chunk in. Next time around, we're going to finish the mansion, and just there's 2 more stages. That's it. The game is over, okay? So the plot actually picked up in a huge way in the game tonight. So actually, if you've been watching all along, wondering how it's going to end, what's going on with the story, we actually had humongous story developments today, okay? We did. It was actually quite fun and entertaining, in my opinion. I had a great time with it. But it is disappointing for a playthrough that had all this momentum. It now sputtered out because we got distracted with other projects and things, and now that we've come back to it to finish it, not a lot of people care. That sucks, you know? I don't like having a slow stream, especially when we had it going so well previous. So here's the thing. I already told everyone tonight, listen, it is what it is. It was bound to happen because something had to give, and that had to be the game that was kind of, you know, slowly played. You know, what we're going to do is finish it. Now, when are we going to finish it? Probably a couple of nights. We'll probably alternate with the quartering react. So tomorrow is the quartering, which means that's Wednesday night. We're going to finish up Mouse PI for Hire. At least it looks like we're going to finish it up per, you know, what's left. If we, this next rest of the stage takes a half an hour to 45 minutes, and the final stage probably an hour, and maybe like the final boss fight, we'll see. But I think we're going to wrap it up. If we don't, man, if we need another stream, I wonder what's going to happen. I hope that we can beat it in one more stream, okay?
Okay, all right. I wanted to let him just speak and just, you know, give his spiel and his excuses. Maybe, Phil, maybe if you would have beat it in, say, 3 streams, you would have been good to go. Mouse PI, you can beat it in under 15 hours. I don't know why it's taking you that long. And anyone interested in that game already played it and beat it. I decided to buy it just to play it. I beat it like in 13 hours, I think. I beat it pretty quickly. I fired it up one day, put like 6 hours into it one day, came back to it, put another 7 hours into it, and beat it. It's not a difficult game. It doesn't take long, but of course, you want to drag everything. There's no reason why that game took nearly 3 weeks to play and beat. There's no reason why. And couple the fact that you're just boring, man. You're just super fucking boring. You had nothing to the gameplay. Literally nothing at all. And then you wonder why you could barely crack a buck 50, 150 YouTube viewers and 50 Kick viewers. I think last night he was at like 180 total. I think he had like maybe about a buck 50 on YouTube and then like 30 Kick folks. And some of that has to do with Kino Casino. A lot of the Kick viewers were over in Kino Casino. By the way, Kino Casino had like 18,000 consecutive viewers most of the night. It was pretty crazy, and they were going over the whole quartering thing. So I mean, the funny thing is that I've noticed a big kind of decrease in interest in DSP the last couple weeks. It seemed to have started with the quartering stuff. So it looks like the eye of the internet is looking at the quarter right now, and DSP is kind of just sliding under the radar. And let's be truthful, he's been kind of boring. He has. The writers of season 18 have taken quite a bit of a break. It's like episodes 5 and 6 of a season where it's just kind of dead and there's not really much going on there, but you watch it because you like the show. Same thing with DSP. But don't worry, folks. Once the quartering drama kind of dies down, the eye of the internet will be back on DSP. And trust. And the other thing too is Phil knows it. It's funny. If you watch his content, his streams, he knows that no one's watching and no one gives a shit about him, right? And you would think that's been his dream for years. How many times has he told people, I just want the internet to leave me alone. I want my detractors to leave me alone. Just let me sit here in my little space, in my little dirty office streaming to 150 people, and I'll be happy and content, right? Well, he's kind of has that now, and you can see it just bothers him to no end. Like, he keeps dropping hints about stupid shit. He keeps talking about the drama. That's the reason why he started talking about the quartering drama. That's the reason why he started picking a fight with Kino Casino again. He's pathetic. He reminds me very much of PWR. PWR, you know, got a little of attention because of the shit that happened last year with DSP and Kino Casino. And, of course, he just lost his mind and can't help himself. He's a train wreck. So now he's streaming to 30 hardcore dents, right? 30 hardcore dents watching his content. And he's so desperate to try to rekindle that magic from last year, and it's not working. So I think DSP is cracking under the pressure, and he's going to start ramping up his Lolcowness. Trust me, he will. If it starts impacting his money and his viewership, and Kick just dries completely up, because Kick is dried up right now. I think they reported out that he made about $300 on Kick last week. If that shit completely dries up because the Kino people and the Kick people just no longer give a shit about DSP, he's going to turn into one of the biggest Lolcows again. He's going to be fighting with detractors. He's going to be threatening lawsuits. He did it yesterday. He threatened lawsuits again yesterday against detractors. You know, he'll start talking massive shit about LTG, Wings, the quartering, Review Tech USA, me. I mean, it's coming, folks, okay? And we're going to get massive crash outs because people are going to dunk and shit all over him. Even Twitter for him has been dead. He hasn't really been posting much. The only time he does post is when he's trying to e-beg. That's really the only time he's actually posting. But give it a few, brother. Give it a few. I think the season ending 18 content for DSP is going to be fire. Trust me. Just trust me, okay? Trust in Doody. It'll happen, folks. And even Cyrax. I mean, even Cyrax for the last, 6 months has been dead. You know, we're talking about Cyrax here. And that's because he decided to take a break. He's trying to come back. Like, if you don't know the Cyrax lore, he's trying to sneak back on because these Lolcows are perpetually just Lolcows. They need that constant attention. And even if it's negative attention, they can't help themselves. So, don't worry, folks. Season 18 ending will be fire. I believe in the writers. It'll be great. Okay, folks? Alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget, I'm going to do one more video coming up regarding DSP and what he exposed. That's right. He exposed something about his wife, Kat. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.